The young woman froze when she heard the invitation. She was only supposed to deliver flowers to a table in one of the most expensive restaurants in the city. Instead, a wealthy CEO looked up at her and quietly asked, "Would you stay until dessert?" The entire room seemed to stop. People glanced over. She felt embarrassed and confused. "I'm not your date," she said softly. What happened next would change both of their lives forever. Before we begin, if you enjoy heartwarming stories about kindness, compassion, and the incredible ways people can change each other's lives, please subscribe to Kindness Lights, like this video, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your support helps us spread more kindness, one story at a time. Emily worked long hours at a flower shop in Chicago. At 26 years old, she was hardworking, kind, and always willing to help others. Life had not been easy for her. After losing her mother a few years earlier, she had taken on extra jobs to support herself. One rainy evening, her manager asked her to deliver a special bouquet to a luxury restaurant downtown. "Be careful with these," her manager said. The customer paid a fortune for them. Emily arrived at the restaurant carrying a beautiful arrangement of white roses. She found the table and noticed a well-dressed man sitting alone. "Flowers for Mr. Carter," she said. The man smiled politely. "Thank you." Emily placed the bouquet on the table and turned to leave. But then she noticed something strange. There were 2 place settings. 2 glasses. 2 menus. Yet nobody else was there. Before she could stop herself, she asked, "Are you waiting for someone?" The man looked at the empty chair inside. "I was." For a moment, sadness crossed his face. "She called 10 minutes ago. Said she wasn't coming." Emily felt awkward. "I'm sorry." "It's all right," he replied, though his eyes suggested otherwise. As she started to walk away, Mr. Carter spoke again. "Would you stay until dessert?" Emily blinked in surprise. "I'm not your date," she said immediately. The CEO laughed softly. "I know. I'm not asking for a date. I just don't want to spend the evening talking to an empty chair." Emily hesitated. Everything in her told her to leave. But there was something genuine in his voice. Not arrogance. Not pity. Just loneliness. Finally, she sat down. They talked over dinner. Emily shared stories about the flower shop and her mother. Mr. Carter talked about building his company from nothing. To Emily's surprise, he seemed less interested in business and more interested in people. When the waiter brought dessert, Mr. Carter asked her a question. "What's the kindest thing anyone ever did for you?" Emily thought for a moment. "When my mom was sick, a neighbor brought us dinner every Friday for 6 months. She never asked for anything. She just wanted to help." Mr. Carter smiled. "Funny. That's the story I remember too." Emily looked confused. He continued. "When my family had nothing, someone helped us the same way. That kindness changed my life. It taught me that success means very little if you don't use it to help others." The conversation lasted another hour. Before leaving, Mr. Carter handed Emily a business card. "If you ever need anything, call me." She thanked him but assumed she would never use it. A few weeks later, the flower shop announced it was closing. Emily suddenly found herself unemployed. Remembering the card, she reluctantly sent an email. The next day, Mr. Carter invited her to meet with him. Not for charity. Not for a handout. For a job. He needed someone to help manage community outreach programs at his company. He believed Emily's compassion and understanding of people were more valuable than any business degree. Years later, the programs she helped create provided scholarships, meals, and support for thousands of families. All because one lonely evening turned into an unexpected conversation. Sometimes kindness doesn't arrive with grand speeches or dramatic gestures. Sometimes it begins with a simple decision to stay a little longer, listen a little deeper, and treat someone like they matter. Emily thought she was delivering flowers that night. Instead, she delivered something far more powerful: human connection. And Mr. Carter discovered that even the most successful people still need kindness. If this story touched your heart, remember this: one small act of compassion can create a ripple that reaches people you may never meet. Be kind whenever you can. You never know whose life might change because of it. And sometimes, that life could be your own.